I got the email at 3:42 a.m. Subject line, internal clearance approved. Message body, congratulations, effective immediately. Welcome to Tier 3. I didn't apply for Tier 3, I was a Tier 2 behavioral analyst. Mid-level, decent pay, boring desk, data monitoring, user patterns, threat flags. Corporate level security stuff. Our company contracts for banks, tech firms, government. We don't ask questions. Tier 3 was surveillance. Human-facing, quiet. You don't get into Tier 3 unless you're handpicked. I wasn't sure if it was a mistake, but my badge scanned green the next morning. New floor access, new laptop, NDA signed on the spot. 10 pages, I didn't read it. They walked me to a sealed room with 3 monitors and 1 file on the desk. A printed file. Analog, no digital copy. It had one name. Hale T. Internal Employee. Dev Team. 5 years at the company, no incidents, no HR flags. Low social presence. No missed days, lived alone. Didn't speak much. My task was simple. Observe, record. Do not engage. I got full access. Inbox mirrored to me. Mic feed from his cubicle. Motion logs from his keycard. Webcam stream from his work-issued laptop. Remotely activated. Even thermal logs from his chair. They told me, you'll be the only one watching him. No backups, no AI. Human oversight only. I asked why. They said, Tier 3 protocol. That was all. I thought maybe he was stealing code. Maybe he triggered something I couldn't see. So I watched. Day 1. Nothing. He arrived at 9:02 a.m., exactly 2 minutes late. Logged in, typed fast, ate lunch at his desk, left at 5:57, no personal calls, no social media. Searched C++ socket buffer bug at 3:12 p.m. That's it. Day 2. Same thing. Day 3, same. No flags, no anomalies, no leaks. But I was told to continue. Then the notes started showing up. Sticky notes on his desk, always written to himself. Don't forget to breathe. You're being watched, remember? Keep it boring. That last one hit hard, because I'd written that in a report the day before. Word for word. Subject behavior, controlled. Consistent, possibly aware. Keeps it boring. That's when I started to panic. I scrubbed the report history, looked for leaks, no breach, no file access, no indication anyone outside Tier 3 had ever seen it. Which meant either someone in the company was feeding him my reports, or he wasn't the one being watched. I was. Still, I kept going. Because that's what you do in Tier 3. You obey. At 2:14 p.m. on a Thursday, he stared directly into his webcam for 17 seconds. Didn't blink, didn't speak. Just stared. Like he could see me. I closed the stream. My palms were sweating. I walked out, went to the bathroom, splashed cold water on my face. When I got back to my station, there was a new sticky note on his desk. She flinched. My name wasn't on it, but it was for me. I took it to my manager. Told her I was concerned about security, about privacy, about potential breach of Tier 3 protocol. She smiled, closed the door, and said, "This is exactly how we test loyalty." I asked her what that meant. She said, "Do your job. Don't look for the exit." I was trapped, monitoring someone who might not even be the target. Following orders from people who won't tell me the game. And every time I write a new report, a new sticky note shows up. He knows, and either he's warning me or playing with me. I stopped submitting reports, not all at once, just little omissions, missing timestamps, blank flag boxes, passive phrasing, no one said anything, no one noticed. Or they were waiting to see what I'd do, because everything he did felt staged now, rehearsed, like someone told him the rules and he was playing along. Wake, work, notes, sleep, repeat. Except one thing didn't fit. The printer logs. I wasn't supposed to have access. Tier 3 can't touch Tier 2 infrastructure. But one night, I checked the internal network. Every device on our floor leaves a digital footprint. Hale's desk printer was logging prints. Late night, no visible output, no queued documents. That was impossible. So I waited until he left. 9 p.m., I swiped an empty badge from the IT shelf, cloned mine, masked it. Security wouldn't flag it, they only audit on Fridays. I walked into his workspace. Neutral colors, no clutter. Default wallpaper, empty drawers. Except the bottom drawer had faint scratches, like it had been opened too many times. Inside, a false base. I pried it open with a screwdriver from maintenance. Underneath, a stack of printed papers. No headers, no signatures, no official stamps, just lines of dialogue. She hesitates when she reads surveillance notes. She avoids mirrors in the hallway. She changed her keystroke pattern yesterday. Subject remains unaware she's subject. My mouth went dry. It wasn't about him. It was about me. I wasn't observing Hale. Hale was observing me. I was the experiment. I snapped photos, stuffed 2 pages in my pocket. The rest I burned. Not smart. I know that now. I just panicked. I didn't want anyone else reading it, or rewriting it, or pretending it didn't exist. That night, I wrote my first personal report. Not for Tier 3, not for compliance. For me, timeline, entries, photos, names, code snippets, print logs, access timestamps, a full breakdown, encrypted it, sent a copy to a hidden cloud folder. Set a deadman timer. If I didn't log in every 24 hours, it'd go public. Next morning, Hale walked past my desk, paused, dropped a sticky note on the edge of my monitor. Now you know. That was all. I didn't flinch, didn't react. But I knew then. Either I confronted him or I waited for someone else to shut me down first. Because if I was the subject and Tier 3 was the cage, then he was the warden. And I still didn't know who built the prison. I didn't go home that night. I stayed in the building. Lights off. In the corner server room where no cameras were installed, I knew because I helped audit the security layout during Tier 2 onboarding. They told us those blind spots were patched. They lied. At 2:46 a.m., Hale returned. He didn't look surprised to find me there. He walked to the same printer, opened the same drawer, found nothing. I waited until he turned around, then stepped into the light. He didn't flinch. He said, "They told me you were smarter than the last one." That sentence nearly broke me. I asked, "How many before me?" He said, 3. I asked, "Where are they?" He looked away. Didn't answer. I stepped closer, pulled the 2 pages I'd stolen, held them up. "You were never the subject. This whole setup was a lie." He shrugged, said, "That's what we all thought at first." I didn't understand. Then he walked me down to Archive B, the floor no one used anymore. No badge access, just a master key. He had one. Rows of shelves, locked cabinets, stale air, dust. He opened a drawer. Inside, thick black folders. No labels, just numeric IDs. He pulled one, set it down, opened to a page labeled Subject 0, Initialization. Record ID, my employee. Number name, redacted. Date, 4.5 years ago. That's when I realized something. I'd never applied to this job. They recruited me, found me through some analytics fellowship. I never interviewed. I just tested well. They sent me an offer, good salary. NDA heavy. The kind of job you take because it feels too good to question. I flipped through the file. Everything I'd ever done was in there. Timestamps, keystroke data, bathroom breaks, internal reactions, inferred emotion, psychological markers, pattern shifts, mouse drift during emails, pupil dilation from camera feed logs. Everything, even things I didn't remember. They knew what I would choose before I chose it. Hale said nothing. I asked, why me? He said, "You're not unique. You're stable, predictable. You represent the ideal baseline. We needed to measure deviation." I asked, "Mike, measure for what?" He said, "Control." That's when I saw the file labeled Template Replicant Behavioral Training. Not AI, not bots. People. They were using me to train real humans. To behave like me, react like me, write like me. For compliance, infiltration, soft intel operations, and worse. Because I wasn't an employee, I was a model, a template for control. Everything since the promotion was to see what happened if the subject realized it too soon. I was never Tier 3. I was Tier 0. I walked out. No fight, no threats, no alarms. Next day, I resigned. They didn't stop me. But 2 days later, Hale was gone. Email bounced, desk cleared, LinkedIn deleted, no trace. Then I got a call from an unknown number. Female voice, calm, precise. If you talk, we will replace you. The next version will be more compliant. I hung up. Moved cities, new name, cash only. But I still have the original archive, and I still have the timer running. Every 24 hours I ping it. One day I won't, and then everything goes public. So if you're reading this and I'm gone, don't believe the replacement.